What's going on, everyone? Today we are going to be talking about Zcash because this thing is going absolutely crazy. It's up 67% in the last 24 hours. But let's talk about this. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Let's go straight over this. So currently we are up 67% in the last 24 hours inside of Zcash. So this thing is up 154% in the last 7 days. And that's 197% in the last 14, 263% in the last 30 days, and 466% in the last year. So this thing is doing big numbers. The volume is huge right now at 1.3 billion. The market cap is huge at 2.4 billion. And another thing about it, if you actually look at the max time period here, there's a few other times that it's pumped like this and then had a big dump, and it happened at every single bull market rally. We've seen it here inside the 2017, 2018 rally. We've seen it here when we were in 2021, and then when it came back for round 2 at the end of 2021. All right, and then we've seen a little bit in 2022 here, and now we're seeing it in this rally as well. So this is the biggest rally of them all. So Zcash might be able to get to a higher price than the other 3 rallies back here. So, well, other 3 rallies. So this thing could actually get pretty high. So if you look at the peaks, 3.5 billion in market cap at one peak, and then the other one over here, 3.5 billion still. And then if you look at the price for those time periods, or for all the time periods here, you can see at the maximum price here, which they probably had it was some coins locked or something, $880 was that maximum price. But yeah, we see all the way down here that the all-time high is $3,100 almost 9 years ago. So I guess that was like the launch day. But yeah, Zcash is kind of a dinosaur out here, right? Zcash is kind of a dinosaur. So it's saying 9 years. I didn't even know what Zcash was until recently. So yeah, all the crypto OGs probably know about it. But yeah, let's go over this though, because this is pretty big. Now I feel like this could be like the XRP of what XRP should have been, right? Zcash. So there could be a possibility that this is what XRP could have been or should have been. And XRP still has potential. I'm not saying XRP has no potential, but yeah, I think Zcash might have that XRP potential. I don't know about getting as high as XRP, but still, I think this thing does have potential. But anyway, Zcash is encrypted electronic cash. So the first cryptocurrency to develop zero-knowledge encryption for private peer-to-peer payments. This is like a dinosaur that is coming back to life right now. So yeah, this is what people were originally thinking of when they were thinking of stable coins. But these aren't stable coins. This is Zcash. This is digital gold. That's what they made this to really be. Even though Bitcoin was digital gold, but now they made Zcash to be digital gold. But yeah, this is pretty big though. This is pretty big. Zcash is supported by industry leaders, Poloniex, Coinbase, and a bunch of other ones on here. So you can see all their partners, Gemini, all that good stuff. Features fair and open. Zcash is accessible and available to anyone with internet connection. Private Zcash employs end-to-end encryption to protect your rights. You're in control. Secret messages, fast and low fees of a fraction of a cent. So that's good. So this is probably going to be hard to break or hard to beat for a lot of coins that are trying to get into the DeFi banking, right? For the coins that are trying to get into BankFi, like these coins are gonna have some competition with Zcash, right? But anyways, as you can see, it has all this good stuff here. Address is 766,000. Market cap, it's got all this good stuff if you want to check any of that out. So yeah, and here is their Twitter. I feel like this thing is like, it's like underappreciated, undervalued, and I just feel like it's been overlooked for a long period of time, and I feel like that's why it's pumping so much right now, massively. So yeah, 21 million coins and everybody sees my balance. Bitcoin, 21 million coins and nobody sees my balance. Zcash, that's a pretty big one right there. That's a pretty big statement. But yeah, it's got some ties to near protocol here. So I want to go ahead and talk a little bit more about Zcash. So let's go ahead and hit the numbers up. So looking over here at the percent R trend exhaustion, we are almost overbought, overexhausted on this. As you can see, the last time this happened, there was a pullback there, followed by more pumps, which was this one right here. Pullback a little bit, followed by a huge pump right there. So just based on how big this pump is, this could stay overbought for longer than this did right here. It could stay overbought for even longer, and we could see it staying inside of this range for longer as well. There's a lot of buying pressure on the MACD here for the weekly chart, obviously. And when you look at the weekly chart, you know, Zcash has never seen, well, it hasn't seen this price since 2022. So it's kind of doing some unforeseen things, right? So in the last day here, we can see a lot of buying pressure still on the MACD. And then for the daily chart, I mean, and then you can also see the percent R trend exhaustion showing that it is overbought. But remember, this thing can stay overbought for a good period of time. It's done it before from May 2025 over till about June of 2025. So, you know, a good month, and it was overbought the whole time. So it could stay overbought for longer, which means that this thing could continue to go up to the resistance at $210. So $210 could be a good target for Zcash. So I think that is a good target for this to reach. Let me know what you guys think inside the comments if you think $210 is possible. That's that Fibonacci up there, and that's also the next major resistance. So I'm gonna go with $210. That's the next major resistance zone for Zcash. So we'll see what kind of happens with that. We'll see how long it takes. But yeah, as for all the other time periods here on the charts, obviously it's overbought, and it's gonna stay overbought for a long time, right? It's still overbought. The MACD, lots of buying pressure still in the MACD for the 2-hour chart. As you can see here, some selling is coming in, but that buying pressure is huge, right? So anyways, on the hourly charts, it's still looking bullish, but it's at risk of a pullback right now. We are seeing a little bit of selling is now coming in right there. So that is something that we could end up seeing here on the MACD. Maybe we see something like this, and then we can draw like a, you know, it's almost like a pyramid, like a house, right? And then we make our way down. So let's see if it's something like that. If it's something like that, that would be pretty interesting. But you know, the MACD doesn't have to move like in synchrony like this. I'm just kind of making a little house. So that's what that looks like. That's what this is, the type of house that you can get with Zcash, right? But yeah, I'm just kind of making a little house. Anyways, I got distracted there. But look, I think Zcash does have some potential. It's a dinosaur of a coin. It's been out for so long. Everyone knows what it is. Well, people who are big with crypto know what it is. So it should do well. It should do well. Way overbought on the 30-minute chart. A pullback is expected, but I think this thing could continue to run for a long time. Selling pressure, we're still seeing more on the daily chart right here. Well, the 30-minute chart, we're still seeing the selling pressure. So yeah, and yeah, we are seeing little patterns here with the MACD. So we are seeing somewhat of a patterns being built here. So it's kind of moving in structure a little bit. So I think that, you know, that could be a possibility that we see that pullback, right? But as for this point right here, if we're gonna keep following the structure, then the next pump should be around here, and then it should work its way up, or I mean work its way down. Next pump, and then a dump, next pump, and then dump, and then a big one after that, right? That's kind of like what it's looking like it should be if we're following that structure. If we're not following structure, we just keep going from here. That's what we're seeing. But anyways, this is what I got for you guys today. Watch out for $210 for Zcash soon. Anyways, remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Leave a comment in the comment section, all that good stuff. Let me know what you guys want me to go over next. And as always, I'll be back with another video.